So, you just got Tarkov, or you're thinking about getting Tarkov, and if you are familiar with the game at all, you will know that it has no tutorial or introduction to the game, and that's the purpose of this video and the goal. I'm going to help you. So if you're getting Tarkov, your friends are getting Tarkov, or you have any questions on how to get started into Tarkov, I'm going to make a one-stop resource series calling the tutorial series, and that's the intro of this video. So if you haven't got Tarkov, or you don't really know much about it, Escape from Tarkov is a immersive battle sim by Battlestate. They have a couple available options for pre-order, as it is in beta right now and the game is ever changing, so it can be a little confusing at first. So if you don't have Tarkov, I would suggest starting with the standard edition because it's a lot to take in. I would say it takes you about 20 to 50 hours with no help, just to kind of get what's going on in Escape from Tarkov. Now, with the help of this video, hopefully I can cut it down a little bit. I can go through all of these editions if you want. However, basically start with the standard, and you can upgrade at any time to the Left Behind, the Prepare to Escape, or Edge of Darkness. They all have extra bonuses, but I would say start with the standard edition because you're new. Get a feel for the game, see if you like it, and then you can upgrade from there. I would say if you upgrade and you like the game, you should get Edge of Darkness, not because of the increase of like items you get beforehand, but because of you get every additional DLC in the future for free. So that's my biggest thing about it, and yeah, I would suggest starting with the standard and then upgrading to EOD later if you like the game. And if you have friends that you want to get into the game, start them out on the standard edition. So now, okay, you got the standard edition. You loaded the launcher, and it looks like this. I'm gonna walk you through exactly what you need to go. So, you've loaded the game. Your profile is fetching. You're logging in for the first time, and this is what you're gonna see. Escape from Tarkov, beta testing. You get a beautiful footage of a tree. So I would suggest picking your language. I would assume most of you are English if you're listening to me talk. You pick a name like I love noobs because you know you love noobs and you're new. You want people to love you. Anyway, and then you can pick between having a bear character, which is the Russian Alliance, or USEC. The main difference between these two is the bear has Russian voice lines and the USEC has English voice lines, obviously. It's just preference. They have different aesthetics and cosmetics for like sweatshirts that you can wear, but it doesn't really matter at this point which one you pick. So I'm picking USEC for the purpose of this video. On my other account, I'm a bear. I like bears better personally because they have better clothing option. However, that's just me. Pick your preference. So I'm picking USEC for this one. Then you get to this screen. This is Escape from Tarkov. This is the main menu screen, and I'll run through basically what all of these things are. Not going to keep it too long here. Just want to get you an intro to Escape from Tarkov. So if you want to go and actually play the game, all you have to do is hit Escape from Tarkov, and you're going to see two different characters, your Scav and your PMC. Now, for those who are brand new, PMC is your main character. You have to equip your PMC with gear that you find in raid and throughout all of playing Tarkov. Now, I'll run through gear and everything you need to know about gear in other videos, but for now, PMC is your main character. You have to bring the gear. If your PMC dies in raid, you lose that gear. Not exactly, I'll explain more in the future, but basically that's how it works. A Scav is a scavenger player that you get on a timer that lasts 15 to 18 minutes depending on upgrades, which I'll explain in a minute. Scav is a free character that after this timer goes, you get a new random scab, which means it has random armor, rigs, weapons, helmets, etc. It can have any random loadout, and you get an opportunity to go into raid for free, basically. Now, your character menu is your stash. This is what the game comes with if you have EOD. You get some money, you get some backpack, you get some gear. But basically your character is your base. This is where all of your gear is stored, all of your ammo, guns, weapons, armors, heals, etc. This is where it all goes, into your stash. But when you leave raid, exit raid, get killed in raid, you go back to your stash. This is where you can re-equip, reorganize, yada yada yada, and essentially get ready to play the game. Home base is what I'll call it. This is what some of the EOD edition has, so we'll go through that. Now, this account's been played on before, so everything's inspected. But when you first get in, a lot of it's going to be blank. Like if we go to traders, I'm going to go to mechanic for. I'll explain traders in a later video and deep dive, but I'm going to go to mechanic for now, just to show you a few things. Is a lot of these items are blank, as in you have no idea what they are because you've never played with them. So to alleviate this problem, you can right click and inspect or examine to see what the item is. This will get you some XP, but also you need to know what an item is in order to use it in Escape from Tarkov. So you're going to have to inspect and examine every single item you see in the game. Another shortcut to this is if you hit the middle mouse wheel by default, you can inspect it that way, just like this. So if you're first getting in Tarkov, I would familiarize with your menu, and if you don't know what to do, just start inspecting everything, because then you can actually use it if you find it out in the wild. So I'll go into deep dive on traders, but these are all the traders that are in game. You have Prepper, Therapist, Fence, Skier, Jaeger, Ragman, Mechanic, and Peacekeeper. Prepper is weapons and ammo for the most part, and is a very good source to find early game guns. Therapist is meds and a good vendor to find food, water, perishables, anything to regain your health. Fence will literally buy anything. He's really just a place to buy or sell whatever you need to. Now, Skier is a lot of miscellaneous weapon attachments and or ammo. Jaeger is a character you'll have to unlock through quest. I'll explain that in a later video, and is another Prepper S type person. Ragman is backpacks and armor mostly, and some cosmetic items. Mechanic is your like building materials and weapon attachments with some weapons and cases vendor, and Peacekeeper is your Prepper but with American guns, so he uses USD instead of rubles. Now there's 3 types of currency in this game, however you really only have to worry about one, and that would be your rubles. USD is the second most important, however it is not vital, with the exception of if you want to buy a ton of stuff from Peacekeeper, and then euros, which is the third and least used currency, which a few attachments are bought for. Now, your hideout is not something you should worry about if you're brand new into the game, so I would say ignore it until you know what exactly you're doing with Tarkov. Now, if you're like me and this really annoying green number appears on the bottom of your screen and you don't know what to do with it, you can actually just click on it and it goes away. So, little handy dandy tip there. Now going back to our character, I'm just going to run through a few things, and that'll be the end of the intro and tutorial of the basics of Escape from Tarkov. So now you can look at your overall, and This is going to be your stats, your level, your how many raids you've run, how many you survived, your kills, your AWOLs, your survival rate, your run-throughs. None of this really matters. If you want to find it and you want to see how you're doing, this is a good place to start. Do not judge yourself on how good you are compared to your friends or streamers or anyone else. The only person you need to compare yourself to is you. So keep that in mind and temper some of your expectations in Escape from Tarkov, because it is a very difficult game and it's hard to get used to. So keep that in mind. The only person you're trying to combat is yourself. The only person that matters when you're comparing is yourself. So that being said, this is where all of your stats are. Now I'll break down your health in a later video, but this is where you can check to see how hydrated you are, how much energy you are, how your limbs are doing, yada yada yada. Skills are things that impact your raid, as in how far you can run, how far you can jump, how fast you are, how resistant you are to bleed, and I'll explain all of this in the future, but this is your skills page. This is where you can see how you're doing, basically, like how your stats are doing and how it can help you improve your raid. And tasks is where your quests will be. So you don't have any right now, but I'll go over that a little later. So that's a little breakdown intro tutorial to Escape from Tarkov. My next series will be talking about health and how the health system works, and hopefully I can keep all of these episodes between 5 to 7 minutes and basically give you a good tutorial. This one ran a little bit longer, but that's okay. So if you have any friends that need help with Tarkov, I'm hoping this will be a good one-stop shop resource for them. So feel free to refer to them or come back if you need a refresher yourself. So that's all I have for this video. Subscribe for future content. Like if you like the video, dislike if you dislike the video. If you have comments of what intro and tutorials that you would like, you can put them down in the comments below. But most importantly, have a great day.